Imagine this, the biggest problem in your life right now, the thing that keeps you up at night, the regret, the fear, the pressure. What if that is not a punishment, not a sign you're failing, but a doorway that people 2,000 years ago already knew how to walk through, calmly, clearly, without losing themselves. They called that doorway a way of life. We call it something else today, Stoicism. But before we talk about the word, stay with the picture. You, in the middle of your life. Bills, messages, deadlines, people who misunderstand you, people who judge you, things breaking down just when you thought you were catching up. You can feel it in your chest, tension, tight breath, that sense that everything is happening to you. Now imagine this instead. Same life, same problems, same people, same uncertainty. But inside you, there is space. The noise is still loud, but you are not. You respond without panic. You feel emotions, but they don't drag you by the throat. You bend, you don't break. It almost feels like a hidden superpower. And here's the twist. It's not magic. It's not genetics. It's not some people are just built different. It's a skill. One you can train. One you can start practicing tonight. So in this video, let's walk through a different way of living. Not in theory, not in abstract quotes, but in real moments, real emotions, real choices. Because Stoicism is not about becoming cold, it's about becoming clear. Think about a day when everything seemed to go wrong. Traffic slows to a crawl. You're already late. Your phone buzzes with a message that hits a raw nerve. Someone posts something online that feels like a direct attack. You feel your body react before your mind catches up. Jaw tightens. Breath gets shallow. You replay the story over and over. Why is this happening? Why are people like this? Why can't things just work for once? Here's where the first quiet Stoic move appears. One simple question. What in this moment is actually mine to control? Not in theory. Not as a slogan on a wall. Right now, in this exact scene, the traffic numbered, the weather numbered, the message they already sent numbered, the algorithm. Definitely not. Your breath, your posture, your next sentence, your focus. That is yours. And there is something strange that happens when you actually act on that. You take one slow breath. You drop your shoulders. You unclench your jaw. You decide not to reply instantly. You choose to listen to something that nourishes you instead of feeds your anger. Outside, nothing changes. The cars are still there. The message still exists. The day is still messy, but the storm inside your mind shifts. This is the first core of Stoicism. Not the only one, but a foundation. Stop pouring energy into what you can't command. Start pouring it into what you actually can. It sounds simple, but try living like this for 1 week. You'll feel the difference. Now, let's move to something deeper. Obstacles. When something blocks your way, what's the first story your mind tells? Of course, always me. I knew this would fall apart. See, I'm not good enough. We are very quick with conclusions. We're less quick with questions. The Stoics flipped the script. They didn't ask, why is this happening to me? They asked, what can I do with this? Imagine you're applying for jobs. Emails come back with the same cold line. Thank you for your interest. No offer, no green light, just silence and rejection. The usual path: doubt, self-attack, quitting for a while because what's the point? The Stoic path. It still hurts. You still feel it. But after the sting, you ask, what is this trying to show me? Is there a skill I can sharpen? Is there a strategy I can change? Is this redirecting me somewhere I haven't considered yet? Same reality, different use. Obstacles through this lens don't become good in some fake positive way. They become raw material. You don't have to like what's happening. You just have to be willing to work with it. Ask this question the next time life blocks you. If this were secretly helping me grow, what lesson could it be teaching? You don't need to believe it fully yet. You just need to be willing to look. Let's talk about time. Not the abstract idea, the real thing. This moment, right now, you listening. Notice what your mind is doing. Is it here or is it wandering? Thinking about something you said years ago. Imagining a future argument that hasn't happened. Replaying scenarios that only exist in your head. It's almost as if we live everywhere, except the only place we actually can live. Here, now. The Stoics understood this long before mindfulness became a buzzword. They knew this simple truth. You can't live in yesterday. You can't live in tomorrow. You can only act in today. Regret has its place. Planning has its place. But without a return to the present, both turn into prisons. Notice how differently life feels when you do this experiment. When you eat, you only eat. You taste. You chew. You feel the heat or the coolness. When you walk, you only walk. You feel the ground under your feet. You feel the air on your skin. When you talk to someone, you only listen. You stop drafting your reply in your mind while they speak. You give them full attention for a few moments. Nothing mystical, just full presence. The mind will want to run. It's used to noise. But each time you bring it back, you're training something. You are teaching your mind that this moment matters. That life is not just something you endure until the big things happen. Often the big things are these tiny moments. We just notice them too late. Now we step onto a harder path. Self-discipline. The word is heavy. It sounds like rules, restrictions, no fun, no joy. But what if you looked at it differently? What if discipline is not about punishment? but about protection. Protecting the part of you that actually wants something bigger, deeper, more meaningful. Think of two versions of you. One chooses whatever feels good this second. More scrolling, more distractions, more "I'll do it tomorrow." The other version still likes comfort, still laughs, still rests. But they choose with intention. I want to feel good tonight versus I want to be proud of my life this year. One of them controls the day. The other one controls the direction. Self-discipline is choosing your direction. You say no to some things, not because they're evil, but because they steal energy from what you truly value. You sleep a little earlier. You move your body even when it's easier not to. You save a bit of money instead of buying every impulse. You limit the voices that drain your sanity. Is it comfortable at first? Not really. But over time, something changes. You stop seeing discipline as a cage. You start seeing it as a backbone. And here is the quiet secret. The more disciplined you become with what matters, the more freedom you feel. Because you're no longer carried by every impulse. You're guided by your values. But life doesn't just test your plans. It tests your emotions. You get hurt. You get betrayed. You get overlooked. Anger rises. Sadness spreads. Fear sits in your stomach like a stone. Emotional resilience is not feeling nothing. It is feeling deeply without being owned by the feeling. Imagine you're in a storm at sea. The waves are emotions. They rise, they crash, they pull, they scare. Resilience is not pretending the waves don't exist. It's learning how to surf them, or at least how not to drown. The Stoic way here is gentle and firm at the same time. First, you allow the emotion. You name it. I feel angry. I feel ashamed. I feel scared. Not I am anger. Not I am shame. Not I am fear. You are not the wave. You are the ocean that contains the wave. Second, you give it space. You don't instantly act from it. You notice what triggered it. You ask, what is this reaction trying to protect? Third, you choose your response on purpose. Maybe you take a walk before replying. Maybe you journal instead of exploding on someone. Maybe you talk to a friend before making a big decision. Over time, a pattern shifts. You notice emotions earlier. You get less shocked by them. You don't judge yourself for feeling. You just stop letting the feeling vote on everything. This is emotional strength. Soft, quiet, powerful. Now we walk into a doorway most people avoid. The fact that one day we won't be here. It's uncomfortable. So we push it away. We distract ourselves. We pretend we have endless time. The Stoics did the opposite. They turned toward this truth. Not to be dark, not to be dramatic, but to wake up. Memento mori. Remember that you will die. Harsh. On the surface, yes, but stay with it. What happens inside you when you really feel this? Suddenly, that argument you're replaying for the 10th time doesn't feel so important. That ego battle on social media doesn't deserve all that energy. The person you love, being alive today, feels like a miracle again. Remembering your mortality is not meant to crush you. It's meant to focus you. It asks you, if your time is limited, what do you really want to do with your attention? Who do you want to become? What do you want people to feel when they remember you, not the perfect version, the real one? Memento mori is not about fearing the end. It's about finally living the middle. From here, another quiet shift becomes possible. Gratitude. Not the forced kind. Not writing a list you don't feel. The raw kind. You wake up. You breathe. Your heart is working without you asking. Someone cared enough to send you a message. You have access to learning that previous generations could never dream of. Is your life perfect? No. No one's is. But is everything terrible? Also, no. The mind has a bias. It loves problems. It scans for danger. It holds on to pain more tightly than joy. Gratitude is how you rebalance that. You don't deny the hard things. You just also deliberately notice the good ones. You taste your coffee. You feel the warmth of your shower. You hear a laugh from another room. You survive a day you thought would break you. You say, even quietly, thank you. One small thank you a day can sound silly, but watch what it does over a month, over a year. You begin to see that your life contains both weight and light, both struggle and beauty. Gratitude doesn't erase pain. It keeps pain from being the only story. Let's talk about something most people never define for themselves. Excellence. Not in the way social media frames it. Not a perfectly optimized morning routine for strangers to admire. Not a highlight reel. Personal excellence. Your own standard of being. Not perfection. Not performance for applause. But being proud of the way you move through the world. It might look like this. You speak honestly, even when lying would be easier. You apologize when you're wrong, even when ego resists. You do your work with care, even when no one is watching. You try to leave people better than you found them. That's excellence. Quiet, daily, unbroadcasted. The Stoics didn't talk about being the best. They talked about living in harmony with your values. Stop asking, what does everyone expect of me? Start asking, what kind of person do I respect? Then act like that person, not once, consistently. You will fail some days. You will fall short. That's okay. Excellence is not being flawless. It is always coming back to the path. In the middle of all this, we face another trap. Other people's opinions. What they think of your choices, your looks, your work, your past, your decisions. So many lives are quietly suffocated not by reality, but by imagined judgments. What will they say? What if they don't like it? What if I look stupid? Pause for a second. Think of someone you admire, truly admire. Chances are they had to go against someone's opinion at some point. The Stoic way here is simple and hard. You respect others. You listen to feedback. But you do not outsource your self-worth. Their reaction is not fully in your control. Your alignment with your own values is. Ask yourself more often, is this choice true to who I want to be? Not will this get the most approval. Approval fades. Trends change. Crowds move on. But you live with yourself every day, every night. A quiet conscience is worth more than a loud applause. Life, of course, doesn't stay still for you to figure all this out. Things change. People change. Jobs end. Bodies age. Plans collapse. New doors appear where walls once were. Change is uncomfortable because it threatens our illusion of control. We cling. We hold on. We resist. But think of nature for a moment. Seasons don't ask for your permission. Leaves don't argue with the wind. Rivers don't negotiate with rocks. They adjust. They flow. They reroute. The Stoics saw change not as a glitch, but as the normal rhythm of existence. When you fight that rhythm, you suffer twice. Once from the event, once from your resistance to it. Acceptance is not liking what happens. It is saying, this is what is. Now what can I do from here? You let yourself feel the loss. You grieve. You process. But underneath a deeper trust can grow. I have survived every change so far. I can learn to move with this one too. You stop demanding that life stay still. You start learning how to dance with its shifts. There's another piece the Stoics held dear: how we treat each other. In a world that celebrates individual success, it's easy to forget something simple. We are not meant to do this alone. Every person you pass carries a weight you can't see: anxiety, debt, illness, heartbreak, self-doubt. Compassion is not weakness, it is clarity. You realize I am not the only one struggling. Everyone is fighting some inner battle. This shifts how you respond. You pause before judging the rude cashier. Maybe they've had a brutal day. You soften your tone with a friend who's distant. Maybe they're barely holding it together. Empathy does not mean letting people walk over you. It means recognizing their humanity while protecting your boundaries. Sometimes, compassion is a kind word. Sometimes, it's listening without trying to fix. Sometimes, it's walking away from a toxic situation with no hatred in your heart. The Stoic path is not me against the world. It is me responsible for my part, aware that we are all connected. Now, we arrive at a practice that ties all of this together. Reflection. In a world that pushes you from one thing to the next, it's rare to stop and ask, how did I live today? Not in a dramatic, heavy way, in a curious way. You don't need hours, just a few minutes. You sit at the end of the day. You rewind gently. Where did I act in line with my values? Where did I lose my temper? Where did I choose comfort over what I know was right for me? Where was a kind? Where could I have been kinder? No self-hatred, no beating yourself up, just honest seeing. You might write it down, a few lines, a few sentences. I'm glad I handled that call calmly. I regret snapping at that person. Tomorrow, I want to respond differently if that situation comes up again. This nightly review does something powerful over time. It keeps you awake, not in an anxious way, in a conscious way. Days stop blurring into each other. You start to see patterns. You start to adjust earlier. You build a relationship with yourself. The Stoics treated this practice as essential because it takes Stoicism out of books and into your actual life. Let's bring all of this into one place. You've met a different way of moving through the world, focusing on what you can control, turning obstacles into raw material, living more in the present, choosing discipline that protects your values, building emotional resilience, remembering your mortality to sharpen your life, practicing gratitude in the middle of the mess, defining your own standard of excellence, caring less about empty opinions, accepting change as part of the rhythm, choosing compassion over cynicism, reflecting so you don't sleepwalk through your days. None of these ideas are new. They are ancient. But your life, your story, is completely new. The next argument you have, the next setback you face, the next quiet evening alone, those are your training grounds. You don't have to become a perfect Stoic. You don't have to transform overnight. Just pick one principle from everything you've heard, only one. Maybe it's, today I'll practice asking, is this in my control? Or tonight I'll write 3 lines of reflection. Or today I'll say thank you for at least one small thing. Or when I feel anger, I'll wait before acting. Start there. The real power of Stoicism is not in understanding every quote. It's in living one small piece of it consistently. And here is the quiet twist to leave you with: you are not starting from zero. You've already practiced parts of this before. Every time you stayed calm in a crisis, every time you chose to learn from pain, every time you forgave, every time you tried again after failing, you have already walked parts of this path. Now, you're simply deciding to walk it with your eyes open. As you close this video, life will come back. Notifications, responsibilities, unfinished tasks. But somewhere inside you now, there is a sentence you can carry: I cannot control everything, but I can always choose who I am in the middle of it. Let that guide you, just for today. And when you're ready, our next journey will go even deeper into the stories, the minds, and the inner practices that help you build a life that feels strong on the inside, no matter what the outside looks like. Until then, walk gently, think clearly, and live in a way your future self will quietly thank you for.